In other news, we turn to the case of Valeria Marquez, a murdered influencer. The heat in Zapopan wasn't normal. It felt heavy, like the air itself had paused, waiting for something terrible to happen. The sun struck the glass walls of Blossom the Beauty Lounge and sent back razor-like flashes. It was Tuesday, May 13th. 6 in the evening dragged on sluggishly, and inside the salon, lit by ring lights and TikTok LEDs, Valeria Marquez spoke to her audience. She didn't know it would be her last live stream. Valeria was 23. She had won Miss Face Jalisco in 2021 and quickly became one of the most followed beauty influencers in the region. Over 100,000 followers on TikTok, nearly 85,000 on Instagram. Makeup tutorials, skincare routines, self-esteem tips. Her content was clean, joyful, polished. She also owned her own business, the salon she had personally designed and launched in the Real Del Carmen neighborhood. Her face appeared on billboards, online workshops, and events for young entrepreneurs. She was a symbol of visibility and success. Maybe too visible. At 6:27 p.m., the live stream began. Valeria greeted her viewers, showed products, explained the exact shade of a foundation. At one point, she said she was tired and thinking of closing the salon early. But then a comment popped up from a friend. "Stay a little longer. I sent you a surprise." It was from Vivian De La Torre, another local influencer who had worked with Valeria on past campaigns. 10 minutes later, a delivery person arrived with a drink and a stuffed animal. Valeria smiled, thanked her friend live on camera, and kept going. At 6:39 p.m., the doorbell rang again. Another delivery. This one wore an orange vest, a helmet, and carried a small package. He said something the mic didn't catch. Then everything fell apart. The man pulled out a handgun and fired twice, straight into her face. The phone hit the floor. The live stream kept running for a few seconds. Panic screams, rushed footsteps, a metallic noise. Then black. The attacker fled on a motorcycle. Security cameras captured him speeding away toward Avenida Aviation. Then he vanished. No plates, no clear face, just a practiced silhouette with a route and a method. The escape looked rehearsed. Valeria died instantly. A friend, also inside the salon, went into shock. She was the one who called 911. Police arrived 9 minutes later. The scene was clean. The attacker took nothing. He didn't speak. He didn't hesitate. He didn't improvise. He came to kill. The news went viral in less than an hour. The clip spread with a mix of morbid curiosity and outrage until TikTok and Meta took it down. But by then, hundreds of thousands had already watched it. Some didn't even know her name. Others knew too much. Her last smile, her final gesture, the final second streamed in HD. Valeria had reported threats. 2 weeks earlier, she posted a story. "If anything happens to me, it was him. I hold him responsible." According to friends, she was referring to an ex-boyfriend with a record of violent behavior. But the message wasn't enough. No official complaint. No evidence. Just a warning written in digital ink. In Mexico, that doesn't trigger protocol. But there was something else. According to the state prosecutor's office, Blossom had received 2 visits from alleged extortion agents. Men in plain clothes, demanding a protection fee on behalf of a CJNG cell. Valeria refused. She said she wouldn't pay out of fear, that she trusted her work, that she didn't want trouble. She was brave. She was direct. Maybe that's when she was marked. Vivian De La Torre has made no public statement. She only posted a black background and a white heart. But in forums, WhatsApp groups, and X threads, formerly Twitter, questions are multiplying. Why did she insist Valeria stay? Why that day at that exact hour? Was it coincidence or a planned distraction? Did she know something? Was she manipulated or part of something bigger? No one is saying it out loud, but the prosecutor's office has listed her as a key witness. And social media is unforgiving. The case was opened as a femicide by the Jalisco State Prosecutor's Office. But due to the public nature of the crime, federal authorities launched a parallel investigation. Omar Garcia Harfuch received the preliminary report at 3:40 a.m. the next morning. The murder had 2 elements he couldn't ignore. It happened during a live stream, and it was executed in a CJNG-controlled zone. By 6:15 a.m., Harfuch ordered the creation of a joint cell focused on digital intelligence, gender-based crimes, and organized crime. He requested support from the Attorney General's Office, the National Intelligence Center, and the Federal Cybercrime Unit. He also reached out to the DEA. The goal: identify the shooter, and the person who sent him. This isn't a simple case. Investigators are tracing a line that links local extortion, gender violence, and cartel operations. And someone is following that line with surgical precision. Because this wasn't just a femicide. It was symbolic. A message delivered live. A public punishment. Not common. Not random. Within the first 48 hours, investigators recovered nearby surveillance footage. The motorcycle was identified. 2022 model, no license plate. Its route, from Real Del Carmen to the Ring Road exit toward Tizistan. Then it vanished. But CJNG cells with logistical infrastructure operate in that same zone. The escape wasn't luck. It was cover. 5 phone lines flagged as suspicious were tapped. License plates in the area were cross-referenced. One address was linked to someone with an extortion record. When authorities arrived, the house was empty. Burned inside. No prints. Only scorched paper, snipped wires, and a San Judas figurine taped to the wall with black tape. They also analyzed the beverage package delivered minutes before the attack. The original courier was located and cleared, but the order had been placed from a fake account and paid with a virtual card tied to a burner number. Active only from 6:11 to 6:48 p.m. Harfich is leaving nothing to chance. His team is operating from a secure room in Mexico City. The order is clear. No leaks, no press show, no loose ends. What happened in Zapopan could happen again. It could escalate. It could be part of something much bigger. And stopping it won't be about firepower. It will require intelligence. Meanwhile, Valeria's body was laid to rest in a private ceremony, attended only by family and close friends. Dozens of floral arrangements arrived from beauty brands, modeling schools, and fellow influencers who had shared campaigns or admired her from afar. Outside, fans left handwritten signs. Your voice won't be silenced. You taught us to shine, now we shine for you. But fear remains. Silence spreads. Local businesses are deleting posts with her face. Brands are staying quiet. Witnesses are refusing to speak. Because in Jalisco, terror doesn't always need bullets, just whispers. The Financial Intelligence Unit has started tracking a pattern. Shell companies tied to the extortion group operating in the Zapopan area. Salons, gyms, nail bars. The same playbook, threats, fees, silence, until someone resists. Then the punishment. Valeria became that punishment. A public example. But this time, the execution left a mark. A live stream that cannot be erased from public memory. A crime with no privacy to shield it. And that may change everything. As the investigation unfolds, Harfich knows the pressure will rise. Not just from the press or the public, but from the criminal groups now exposed, disorganized, and nervous. What used to be silent control has turned into uncontrollable virality. And in the cartel world, that's dangerous. In the last 24 hours, the prosecutor's office received over 30 anonymous tips. Some false, others eerily specific. Is it internal betrayal? A cartel power play? A purge disguised as a crime of passion? Everything is on the table. Valeria's story no longer belongs just to her audience. It's now part of the criminal map of a country where beauty, success, and female independence are sometimes seen as threats. Where a woman can be executed for saying no, for trusting in her work, for believing she was safe. And meanwhile, in a high-rise office on Reforma, Harfich is still scanning names, timestamps, and photos. He wants to know who watched the live stream and smiled. He wants to know who took a life believing impunity was still guaranteed. Justice may not trend. But this time, the state wants to write a different ending. Even if it happens in silence, even if it unfolds in the dark.